I live on the 6th floor of a pretty normal apartment building. The elevator panel goes from B basement to 8. No weird gaps, no hidden floors, at least during the day. A couple nights ago, I got home late around 2:15 a.m. The lobby was empty, lights dimmed like usual. I hit the button for 6 and waited. When the elevator arrived, the doors opened like normal. But when I stepped inside, I noticed something off immediately. There was an extra button, right between 7 and 8. No label, just a blank backlit square. I stared at it for a second, trying to remember if it had always been there. I'm in this elevator every day. I would have noticed. I shrugged it off and pressed 6. The doors closed. The elevator started moving, then stopped. Way too soon. The display above the door flickered. Instead of a number, it showed a dash. Dust. Then the doors opened. I didn't move, because this wasn't my floor. The hallway outside looked wrong. Thame lay out, but darker. The lights were dimmer, almost flickering. The walls looked older, like they hadn't been updated in years. And it was completely silent. No hum of electricity. No distant sounds. Nothing. I hit the door close button immediately. Nothing happened. The door stayed open. Then, a voice from the hallway. Are you getting off? It sounded normal. Too normal. I couldn't see anyone out there. I think this is your floor, it added. I shook my head, even though I knew it couldn't see me. No, I said. I hit 6. Pause. Then the voice replied. No, he didn't. My stomach dropped. I looked down at the panel. The button for the blank floor was lit. I know I didn't press it. I slammed my hand on 6 again. This time, the doors started to close. But just before they did, something stepped into the gap. Not fully inside. Just enough to stop the doors. I caught a glimpse of it. Legs first. Too long. Then slightly wrong. Like the joints weren't where they should be. The doors struggled against it. Opened back up. And then I saw more. A torso. Arms hanging too low. Head tilted to one side. The face. I didn't fully process it. Just that it was looking directly at me. Smiling. At the eyes. The eyes were focused past me. At the panel. At the buttons. The voice came again. Now from right in front of me. But you're here now. I started hitting every button I could reach. Fix 7B. Door close. Alarm. Everything. The elevator chimed once. The doors finally forced themselves shut. I heard something scrape against them as they closed. Then the elevator jolted, hard, and started moving again. Fast. Faster than it should. I could feel the acceleration in my stomach. The display flickered wildly between numbers, then went blank again. Finally, it stopped. The doors opened. Fixed floor. Normal hallway. Normal lighting. I ran out immediately. Didn't look back. I checked the panel once more before the doors closed. The blank button was gone. Like it was never there. I didn't sleep much that night. This morning, I asked my neighbor if they've ever seen anything weird with the elevator. He just stared at me for a second, then asked, Did you get off? I said no. He nodded slowly. Good, he said. I asked what he meant. He hesitated, then said, Sometimes it opens on that floor for people who don't press anything. I felt my chest tighten. What happens if you get off? He didn't answer right away. Then he said, You don't come back up. I told him I saw something, that it tried to get in. He went quiet, then asked one last thing. Did it touch the buttons? I shook my head. No. He let out a slow breath. Then it doesn't know your floor yet. I haven't used the elevator since. I've been taking the stairs. But tonight, around 2 a.m., I heard it stop on my floor. No one got on. No one got off. Just the doors opening and closing, over and over, like something inside is still trying to pick the right button. A few weeks ago, the city replaced all the streetlights on my block. New LED ones, motion activated to save energy. At least that's what the notice said. First night they were on. I went out for a walk around midnight. As I stepped under the first light, it flicked on instantly. Right, clean white. The one behind me shut off. I figured that was normal, just following movement. But as I kept walking, I noticed something weird. The lights ahead of me weren't on. Not dim. Not flickering. Just completely off until I got close. Then they'd snap on, one by one, like they were waiting. It felt strange, but I ignored it until I stopped walking. I paused under one of the lights to check my phone. The lights stayed on above me. The rest of the street behind me was dark, and the ones ahead stayed off. For a second, I just stood there, surrounded by this small circle of light. Everything else gone. No porch lights. No cars. No movement. Just darkness. Then, the light behind me turned on. I hadn't moved. I turned slowly. The light about 10 feet back was now glowing. Nothing underneath it. No person. No animal. Just on. Then the next one behind that turned on. Then another. One by one. All the way down the street. Like something was walking toward me. My chest tightened. I took a step back. The light I was under flickered. Then went out. Complete darkness. Before I could react, the light behind me snapped off. Then the next. Then the next. Like whatever was there had stopped, right where I had been standing. I turned and started walking forward fast. The light ahead of me turned on. Then the next. Then the next. But now, they were turning on too early. Not when I reached them. Before I got there. Like something ahead of me was triggering them. Moving away. Matching my pace. Staying just out of the light. I slowed down. The lights ahead slowed too. I stopped. They stopped. My throat went dry. I whispered hello. The street stayed silent. Then, the light directly in front of me flickered. Once. Twice. And in that brief stutter, I saw it. Shape. Standing just outside the light. Too tall. Head tilted. Watching me. The light stabilized. Nothing there. I didn't wait. I turned around and started running. The lights behind me snapped on one after another. Fast. Too fast. Keeping up. Getting closer. I could hear something now. Footsteps. But not on pavement. Something softer. Dragging slightly. Gaining. I sprinted the rest of the way home. Fumbled my keys. Got inside. Slammed the door. Locked it. I stood there breathing hard, staring through the window. The street lights were all off again. Completely dark. Like nothing had ever been there. I told myself I was overreacting. That there had to be a logical explanation. Motion sensors glitching. Timing issues. This morning I checked the city website. There's no mention of new streetlights. Go up. grades, low installations, nothing. I even asked my neighbor if they noticed anything different. He just looked at me strangely and said, "What lights?" I didn't push it, but tonight I checked something before it got dark. I walked down the street in daylight, counted the poles. There are 12. Last night I counted 16 lights turning on. I live alone, same place for 2 years. I get normal mail, bills, junk, the occasional package. 3 days ago, I got an envelope with no stamp, just my name and apartment number handwritten. Return address was also my apartment. I figured it was some kind of mistake. Maybe a neighbor dropped it off. I opened it. Inside was a single sheet of paper. Height: do not open the bathroom door at 2:14 a.m. No explanation. No signature. I checked the time on the envelope. Stamped at the corner. Tomorrow's date. I actually laughed. Thought it was a prank. I threw it away. That night, I forgot about it. Around 2 a.m., I woke up needing to use the bathroom. I didn't check the time. Didn't think about the letter. I walked down the hall, reached for the handle. Then I remembered. I froze. Looked at my phone. 2:13 a.m. I stood there for a second, hand hovering over the knob. Then I backed away. Went back to bed. Didn't open the door. At 2:14, the bathroom light turned on. I hadn't touched the switch. The door stayed closed, but I could see the light coming through the crack underneath. Then I heard something inside. Movement. It's off. Like someone shifting their weight. Then the handle moved. Slowly. From the inside. I didn't move. Didn't make a sound. The handle stopped. The light stayed on for a few minutes. Then it shut off. Nothing else happened. The next morning, I checked the trash. The letter was gone. I figured maybe I imagined it. Until that afternoon. Another envelope. Same handwriting. Same return address. This one said, "Do not answer the phone at 3:03 a.m. Stamped. Tomorrow's date." I didn't throw it away this time. I kept it. Waited. That night, I stayed up. 3:02. My phone started ringing. No number. I let it ring. Stopped. And immediately started again. Same number. I didn't answer. It rang 4 times. Then stopped. A few seconds later, my phone buzzed. Voicemail. I didn't listen to it right away. I didn't want to. But eventually I did. It was my voice. Crying. Begging. "Please pick up. Please, you have to pick up." Then a pause. And something else. A second voice. Ain't. Close to the microphone. Breathing. Slow. Heavy. The message ended. I didn't sleep that night. This morning, another envelope. Already waiting by my door. Same handwriting. Same return address. Same future date. I haven't opened it yet. It's sitting on my table right now. I can see the words through the paper. Just one line. Do not let it finish writing the next letter. I don't know what that means. But about 10 minutes ago, I heard typing from inside my apartment. I live alone, and my computer is in the other room. I haven't gone to check, because I don't know what happens if I interrupt it, but I also don't know what happens if I don't. I work evenings at a small daycare. Most parents pick up by 6, but sometimes we get late pickups, traffic, overtime, whatever. Or that. There's a separate room in the back called the late pickup room. It's always locked. We're told not to use it unless a child hasn't been picked up by 7:30. There's a clipboard inside with a log, child's name, time placed in the room, time picked up, parent's signature. I've worked here 6 months. Never had to use it. Till last night. One of the kids, Ali, was still there at 7:35. No answer from his parents. Straight to voicemail. My supervisor had already left. Policy says after 7:30, you move the child to the late pickup room and lock it behind you. I didn't like the idea. But rules are rules. He was quiet. Didn't seem upset, just tired. I took him to the back hallway. The late pickup room door is heavier than the others. No window. Just a keep. Add in a keyhole. I entered the code. The door unlocked with a loud click. When I opened it, the light inside was already on. I figured maybe someone forgot to turn it off. The room itself is small. Couch, a couple chairs, toys, nothing special, but it felt off. Too quiet. Like the sound didn't carry properly. I sat Ali on the couch and told him I'd be right outside. He didn't respond, just looked past me. I turned to leave and noticed the clipboard on the wall. Out of habit, I checked it. The last entry was from 2 weeks ago. Child's name, Heim placed. Heim picked up, at the parent's signature line. Blank. I flipped back through a few pages. Same thing. Every entry had a time placed. Some had a time picked up. None had signatures. Not a single one. I felt a weird knot in my stomach. I finished writing Ali's name and the time. Left the picked up, line blank obviously. Closed the door, locked it, and stood there for a second listening. Nothing. No movement. No talking. Just silence. I went back to the front desk and kept trying the parents. No answer. Round 8:10, I heard something. From the back hallway. A soft knock. 3 taps. I froze. The late pickup room. I waited. Another 3 taps. I walked back slowly, telling myself Lee probably needed something. I stopped in front of the door. "Lee," I said. No response. Just silence. Then, a voice. From inside. "Can you let me out?" It sounded like Ali, but older, subtle but wrong, like someone imitating a child. I hesitated. "Lee, are you okay?" I asked. Pause. Then, "I think my mom is here." I felt that knot tight, because I hadn't heard the front door open. No footsteps. Nothing. I checked the time. 8:12. Way past closing. I stepped back from the door. "Stay there," I said. "I'm going to check." No answer. I went to the front. The building was empty. Doors still locked. No cars outside. I went back to the hallway. The door was still closed. Still locked. The clipboard was hanging where I left it, but something had changed. There was a new line filled out. Below Ali's name. Same handwriting. Same pen. Heim picked up. 8:11. Signature line. Still blank. My heart started pounding. I hadn't unlocked the door. Hadn't opened it. I reached for the handle. Stopped. Because I heard it again. From inside. Not knocking this time. Moving. Something shifting. Then, multiple voices. Quiet. Overlapping. All saying the same thing. "Can you let me out?" Different tones. Different ages. All wrong. All layered on top of each other. I backed away slowly, grabbed my phone, called my supervisor. He answered immediately. Before I could even explain, she said, "Did you use the late pickup room?" I said yes. He didn't hesitate. "Do not open that door." My throat went dry. "Why?" I asked. There was a pause. Then she said, "Because they only sound like the last child you put in there." I hung up. I'm sitting in my car right now. I called the parents again. Still no answer. I don't know what to do. Because here's the problem. Billy never got picked up. Then who filled in the time? And who is still inside? I drive a newer car with one of those apps that tracks your trip start time, road speed, all that. Supposed to help with insurance or whatever. I barely check it. Until this morning. I opened the app and saw a trip from last night at 3:18 a.m. Start location, my house. And location, also my house. Duration, 11 minutes. I didn't leave my house last night. I was asleep. I checked the map. It showed my car leaving my driveway, going down my street, looping through a few blocks, then coming back. I just stared at it, trying to figure out how that was possible. Then I checked something else. In-car camera. It records short clips if there's movement or events. There was one clip. Timestamp. 3:19 a.m. I almost didn't watch it, but I did. The video starts with the interior of my car. Dark. Empty. Driver's seat, no one there. Passenger seat, empty. Back seat, hard to see. The engine sound is on, low and steady, which already didn't make sense, because the car shouldn't even start without the key, and my key was on my nightstand all night. The steering wheel moves, just slightly, like it's correcting itself. The car is clearly in motion. You can see street lights passing through the windshield, but there's no one driving. I felt this cold, creeping feeling in my chest. Then the camera angle shifted slightly, like something brushed against it, and for a second, you can see into the back seat. Something's there, not clearly, just a shape, darker than the darkness around it. Still, watching forward, the car makes a turn. The shape shifts slightly, leaning, adjusting, like it's following the movement. Then, the radio turns on, static at first, then a voice, quiet, distorted. Almost there. I paused the video, just sat there staring at my phone. I didn't want to keep watching, but I needed to know. I hit play again. The car pulls back into my driveway, stops, engine idling. Still no one in the front seats. The back seat, the shape is gone, completely. The engine shuts off. The clip ends. I went outside immediately to check the car. It was exactly where I left it. Doors locked. No damage. Nothing out of place. I checked the mileage. It had gone up by exactly the amount shown in the app. I checked the doors. Locked. No signs of entry. Then I checked the back seat. Nothing there. The seatbelt was buckled. I never buckle the back seat. There's no reason to. I unbuckled it. Sat there for a second, trying to calm down. Then I noticed something else. In the passenger seat, a spare key, the one I keep in a drawer inside the house. I ran back inside, checked the drawer, empty. I don't remember bringing it out. I don't remember leaving the house. I don't remember anything. I checked the app one more time. There's a note attached to the trip. I didn't add it. No one else has access. Just one line. Next time, sit in the front. I bought a pair of high-end noise-canceling headphones a week ago. The kind that creates that eerie silence when you turn them on. No hum, no background noise, nothing. I've been using them at night to fall asleep. Last night, I put them on, turned on noise canceling, and lay down. Instant silence. Not even my own breathing sounded right. At some point, I drifted off. I woke up suddenly. No idea why. Still wearing the headphones. Still complete silence. I checked my phone 2:46 a.m. Something felt off. Not scary yet, just wrong. Like my brain was expecting a sound that wasn't there. I took one ear cup off, and immediately heard it. Footsteps. In my hallway. Slow. Deliberate. I froze. I live alone. I put the ear cup back on. Silence again. Perfect empty silence. I took it off. Footsteps. Closer now. I put it back on. Nothing. Off. Footsteps. On. Silence. It didn't feel like the headphones were blocking noise. It felt like they were hiding it, filtering it out. I sat up slowly. One ear cup on, one off. Half the world silent, half not. With the uncovered ear, I could hear the steps stop right outside my bedroom door. With the covered ear, nothing. I didn't move, didn't breathe. Then, a knock. 3 times. Slow, heavy. I pulled the headphones off completely. The knock echoed through the room. Real, loud, not imagined. Then a voice. From the other side of the door. Hey. I didn't respond. The voice continued. I know you're awake. It sounded normal. Too normal. But something in my gut told me not to answer. I slowly put the headphones back on. Instant silence. The door. The voice. Gone. I sat there staring at the wall. Then, something new. Faint sound. Inside the silence. Not from the room. From the headphones. A whisper. Very quiet. Very close. Don't take them off. My chest tightened. I didn't move. The whisper came again. A little clearer. There's more than one. I felt my hands start shaking. Outside the headphones, I knew something was still there. At the door. Maybe more. But inside the headphones. Something else. Something that wasn't supposed to be there either. The whisper shifted slightly, like it was moving around me. Stay quiet, it said. They're listening for you. I don't know which one to believe. The thing outside my door, or the thing inside my headphones. Because right now, the knocking has stopped, and I can't tell if that's a good thing, or if it means they already know I'm here. We just got one of those package locker setups in our building lobby. You get a code texted to you, walk up, type it in, and your locker pops open. Simple. Yesterday I got a notification that I had a package. I hadn't ordered anything, but it happens families send stuff sometimes. The message had a pickup code and a locker number, 17B. I went downstairs around 9 p.m. Lobby was empty. The locker system is along one wall, rows of metal doors with a touch screen in the middle. As I walked up, The screen lit up automatically. Enter code, it said. I pulled out my phone to check the number. Before I could type anything, locker 17B clicked and slowly opened on its own. I just stood there for a second staring at it. No one else was around. No sound. Just that door open about an inch. I looked back at the screen, still prompting for a code. No confirmation message. No name. Nothing. I walked closer. Hello, I said, like that made any sense. No response. I reached out and pulled the locker open the rest of the way. Inside was a box. Plain. No label. No shipping info. Just a small cardboard box sitting in the center. I hesitated. Then I picked it up. It was warm. Not like sitting in a hot truck warm. Like recently held. I looked around the lobby again. Still empty. I took the box upstairs. I probably should have left it there, but curiosity won. I set it on my kitchen table and stared at it for a while. No markings at all, just taped shut. Eventually, I opened it. Inside was another box. Smaller, also unmarked. I opened that one. Another box. Each one slightly smaller than the last. Same plain cardboard. Same tape. By the fourth box, my hands were shaking. I don't know why I kept going, but I did. Fifth box. Sixth. Seventh. Until finally, there was no box inside. Just a piece of paper. Folded once. I unfolded it. There was a single line written in pen. Messy, like it was written quickly. Stop opening them. I dropped the paper. Actually dropped it. My heart was pounding so hard it hurt. I looked at the stack of empty boxes on the table, then at the smallest one in my hand. There was nothing left inside. I told myself it was just some weird prank. Someone messing with me. I threw everything back into the largest box and took it straight to the trash chute. Got rid of it. Came back upstairs. Locked my door. Tried to forget about it. Around midnight, I got another text. Same number as before. Package delivered. Locker 17B. I didn't go down. I ignored it. 5 minutes later, another text. Reminder, pick up your package. I turned my phone face down. Didn't respond. Then, third message. Final notice. I felt that same tight feeling in my chest. I told myself not to look, but I did. The last message said, it's already opened. Right after I read that, I heard it from my kitchen. A soft sound. Cardboard shifting. I turned slowly. The stack of boxes, the ones I threw away, were back on my table, perfectly restacked. All closed again, like I had never touched them. Then the smallest one at the top, folded in on itself, crumpled slightly, from the inside, and a voice, awful strained, pushed through the cardboard. Stop. I go to a small gym that's open 24/7. No staff overnight, just a keycard system and a tablet at the front where you sign in. Aim time, tap your card. You're in. I like going late because it's empty. Last night I went around 2:40 a.m. Parking lot was empty. Lights inside were on like usual. I swiped my keycard, walked in, and headed to the tablet. The screen was already awake. Normally it just says sign in. Last night, it said, confirm identity. I figured it was just an update. I tapped the screen. It asked for my name. I typed it. Then a new prompt popped up. Are you alone? I paused. That wasn't normal. I looked around the gym, completely empty. Though I almost said out loud as a joke, but I tapped we yes. The screen froze for a second. Then, are you sure? I felt a small knot in my stomach. I glanced behind me. Nothing. Just rows of machines, mirrors, empty space. Tapped yes again. The screen flickered, then displayed. Signed and approved. The doors unlocked with a click. Everything seemed normal after that. I put my stuff down, started my workout. Headphones in, music on. Tried to forget about the weird prompt. About 10 minutes in, I noticed something off. The mirrors. They didn't look right. At first I thought it was just the lighting, but when I moved, my reflection didn't match perfectly. It was delayed, just slightly, like a fraction of a second behind. I stopped moving. My reflection stopped too, but a beat later, I took a step back. My reflection followed. Late. My chest tightened. I pulled out my headphones. The gym was dead silent. No hum of machines. Oh, I see. Nothing. Then, a sound. From behind me. A weight clanking. I turned around. The bench press bar was moving. Just slightly. Like someone had just lifted it and set it back down. But there was no one there. I backed away slowly. My eyes flicked to the mirrors again. And that's when I saw it. The reflection. There was someone standing behind me. Close. Too close. But when I turned, nothing. Empty space. I looked back at the mirror. Still there. Standing right behind me. Face just over my shoulder. I couldn't make out details clearly. Just the outline. The posture. The way it leaned slightly forward. Watching me. I didn't move. Didn't breathe. Then the reflection smiled. I didn't. But it did. Wide. Too wide. I stumbled back, hitting a machine. The reflection stayed where it was. Didn't follow. Just watched. Then it did something worse. Stepped forward, out of sync with me, moving on its own. I ran, straight for the exit. As I passed the front desk, the tablet lit up again. I don't know why I looked, but I did. The screen said, second occupant detected. The doors didn't unlock immediately. I slammed my keycard against the reader again. Nothing. Behind me. Footsteps. Passed. Matching mine, but slightly off rhythm. The screen updated again. Correction. Occupant is now alone. The doors clicked open. I didn't wait. I ran out, got in my car, and didn't look back. This morning, I checked my account. There's a record of my visit. Time in, 2:41 a.m. Time out, 2:52 a.m. Duration, 11 minutes. But there's also a note attached. I didn't add it. No one else has access. Just one line. Thank you for confirming you were alone. There's a 24-hour laundromat a few blocks from me. I go late because it's empty and fast. A week ago, I noticed something weird. There's one machine washer, 6, that's always running when I get there after midnight. Doesn't matter what time. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., even 3. It's always mid-cycle. No one ever uses it while I'm there. No one loads it. No one unloads it. It just runs. I didn't think much of it at first. Till last night. I went in around 2:20 a.m. Same thing, washer 6 spinning. I started my own load in a different machine and sat down to wait. After a few minutes, I I realized something. Washer 6 had been running the whole time I'd been there. Same cycle, same speed, oh change, like it wasn't progressing. I got up and walked over. The glass door was fogged up from the inside, water sloshing around, clothes tumbling, but they didn't look like normal clothes. Different fabrics, different colors. Some looked older, worn, out of place. I leaned closer. The cycle timer on the machine said 0001, but it didn't move. It stayed there. 1 second left. Just stuck. I stood there for a minute watching it. Then, the machine beeped, loud. Final cycle complete. The door clicked, locked. I hesitated. I shouldn't have touched it, but I did. I opened the door. Steam rolled out. Warm, heavy. I reached in and grabbed the first thing I could. Shirt. Damn, cold, actually not warm like it should be. I pulled it out and looked at it. It wasn't mine. Didn't recognize it at all. I checked the rest of the load. None of it was mine, but mixed in with everything else. There was one thing that was. My hoodie, the one I was wearing earlier that day. The one I left at home. I dropped it immediately. My hands started shaking. That's not possible. I know I didn't bring it. I know it wasn't in the machine. I stepped back. The drum was empty now. Completely. No clothes left inside. Just water dripping. I closed the door slowly. The machine display flickered, then reset. Back to a normal idle screen, like nothing happened. I went back to my seat, trying to process it. That's when I noticed something else. My machine, the one I was using, had stopped, way earlier than it should have. I walked over, opened it. My clothes were gone. All of them. I checked the dryer area. Nothing. I checked the trash. Nothing. Then, behind me, a beep. I turned around. Washer 6. Running again. I walked toward it slowly. The drum spinning. Water sloshing. Clothes tumbling. And this time, I recognized all of them. Every single piece. My shirts. My jeans. My socks. Everything I had just lost. Mixed in with other things. Things I didn't recognize. I looked at the timer. 0001. Again. Not moving. I backed away. Didn't touch it. Didn't open it. I just left. I don't care about the clothes. I'm not going back. But here's the part that's been bothering me. When I got home, my hoodie was on my bed. Rye. Folded. Exactly how I leave it. I checked the pocket. There was something inside. A receipt. From a laundromat. Time stamped to 31 a.m. Washer used 6. Items washed 1. Item description. Occupant. I'm traveling for work and checked into a pretty normal hotel last night. Nothing fancy, but clean enough. When I got to my room, the first thing I noticed was the Do Not Disturb sign, not on the outside handle. Side, hanging on the closet knob. I figured housekeeping forgot it or something. Didn't think much of it. Then I saw the note underneath it. Printed card, like hotel stationery. It said, "If this sign is already in your room, hang it outside your door before 1:00 a.m. No logo, no branding. Just that." I almost laughed. Thought it was some weird leftover from a previous guest trying to be funny. I tossed it on the desk and went about my night. Ordered food, watched TV, took a shower. Around 12:40 a.m., I remembered the note. I don't know why, but it stuck with me. So I grabbed the sign and opened my door to hang it outside. The hallway was empty, dead quiet. I hooked the sign onto the handle and closed the door. Locked it. Chain on. Everything normal. I went back to bed. Around 1:07 a.m., I woke up. No idea why. Just that same sudden alert feeling. The room felt occupied. I sat up slowly. Listened. Nothing. Then, a soft sound. From the door. The handle. Turning. Slow. Careful. I stared at it. The chain rattled slightly as the handle moved. Someone was trying to open it. I got out of bed quietly and stepped closer. "Hello," I said. The handle stopped moving. Silence. Then, a voice. From the other side. Low. Close to the door. "You didn't hang it in time." My chest tightened. I stepped back. "I did," I said. "It's on the door." Pause. Then the voice replied, "No, it isn't." Felt the cold rush go through me. I turned and looked through the peephole. The hallway was empty, and the sign was gone. I swear I hung it there. I know I did. I stepped away from the door slowly. The voice spoke again. Softer now. Almost sympathetic. "Then it's not your door anymore." The handle moved again. Harder this time. The chain stretched tight. Metal creaking. I backed away, my heart pounding. "What do you want?" I asked. No answer. Just breathing. Slow. Steady. Right against the door. Then, knocking. 3 times. Heavy. The same pattern as before. I didn't respond. Didn't move. The knocking stopped. A few seconds passed. Then, another sound. From inside the room. Behind me. A soft click. I turned. The closet door was open. Just slightly. I know I closed it earlier. Something moved inside. Barely visible in the darkness. Felt my throat go dry. Then the voice came again. But not from the hallway this time. From inside the room. Behind the closet door. "You let me pick the door." I ran. Grabbed my keys, my wallet. Didn't even think. I unlatched the chain and threw the door open. The hallway was empty. No sign. No one there. I didn't look back. I went straight to the front desk. Told them everything. They looked confused. Checked their system. Then asked me something that made my stomach drop. "Sir, are you sure you're in the right room?" I told them my room number. They went quiet. Then said, "That room hasn't been assigned to anyone."